So in the wake of the grand jury report so that was August. So this all started in June, and then July were the New York Times reports, and then August 14th is when the grand jury report came down. And the details of that report we're not going to go through again, but you can all remember your feelings and what went through your head when you were even just looking at the news reports. It was just awful. In the wake of that, I feel like the reporting just kind of went crazy for a little bit. It was just kind of all over the place. I'd like to ask, kind of 10 months, 9 months later, what were the principal narratives coming out of that were kind of misdirected, maybe because of anger, just reactions, just visceral reactions to everything we found out in the grand jury report? And what were the threads that maybe weren't as strong then, but have been stronger now? So basically what I'm asking, like, what are the root causes? Like, what did we think the root causes were then, and where are you at now with regards to what the root causes are?
Can I just, I'm going to go specifically to the grand jury report, and you mentioned the piece that was in Commonweal. This was by Peter Steinfeld's. And it was a really great piece. I mean, it really needs to be read by everyone. It's the PA grand jury report is not what it seems, was the title, and the subtitle was, "It's inaccurate, unfair, and misleading." And he goes on to say just how irresponsible and unjust aspects of the report were. And most of it has to do with a misrepresentation of when the abuse happened. And it made it seem as though 2002 and the Dallas Charter had zero effect whatsoever. I mean, that's just kind of what came across in the initial reporting. And I think people who had covered this, 2002 and the aftermath and everything that had happened in the church to try to prevent abuse and to respond to victims were in a way taken aback by that, but that the data in that report, I mean, it was over 1,000 pages. It was very difficult to sift through it. And I remember wanting to ask those questions, but it was not the time. I mean, gosh, we would have really been shot at if we would have asked those questions then because of the climate, and that was because of McCarrick having happened a month before, or the revelations over McCarrick a month before. The climate was not such that you could ask those detailed questions and drill down, and it took a lot of time to drill down. I think now we're beginning to do that because it was not that those bishops in Pennsylvania had not reformed at all since 2002. A majority of what was in that report was previous to 2002. There were still abuses after that were not handled properly. But I think that needs to be stated in terms of one of the key narratives at that time that went amok. It was off, and it needed to be brought back. And it's only just being brought back in January and February now.